Byte is a whole number with value between 0 and 2055. A number that's smaller than 0, byte will not process. It's the same with any other number that's bigger than 2055. Basically, byte is just like integer, but with a small amount of possible numbers. Remember that byte is a whole number, not what's called in mathematics a real number, so it can't have a fractional part like float, and if we try to make it, Unreal Engine will correct us. So what's the point to use a byte? Byte uses less memory on PC, which means less of PC use of resources, which means a big plus for optimization. If you know that something in your game is less than 2055 and not a negative number and not a floating point number, then choose byte. For example, it's unlikely that your game has more than 2055 types of weapons, so pick a byte variable for that. Integer is the same as byte, but integer has a bigger range of numbers, while integer 64 is even bigger in range of numbers, but it will affect more the computer memory, while float is even more bigger, which will affect more computer memory. If the number will be 2055 and we add to that plus 1, then byte will become 0. And if byte will be 0 and we subtract 1, then it will become 2055. I would like to give you a little homework which will test your knowledge of blueprints that I gave you earlier. Knowing that byte variable is a whole number with range between 0 and 2055, try to make with the same range but now with the variable integer. Here's a hint. All you have to do is to use branch and some operators. How to use them I showed in another chapters of Unreal Encyclopedia. And here's the right answer. Thank you for your attention and until next chapter of Unreal Encyclopedia.